Welcome to episode 1 of Mobile Caddy Quick Bytes. Today we're going to look at how to very quickly mobilize a new table. So we're in the mobile application. We're going to want to go to our provisioning record, and I've got a few records here. We're going to go into my Android emulator record. This is just a quick way to find the dynamic version that I'm currently using. We'll talk about dynamic versions another time, but we've got the link here. And as this is a new installation, I'm on the 000 dynamic version. So I'm going to click, and now I'm in the dynamic version. And this is the version that's served to me on the device or in the emulator. And I've got all my versionable components here. And we want to change the data that's being used. We want to add another mobile table. So we're going to go to the app data to actually add a new mobile table. So I select that. And then it's as simple as creating a new mobile table. Once I've selected that, I look for the name of the object that I want to mobilize. So in this case, I've created a test object and just search. And what we'll see here is I must have the MC proxy ID field. That's an extra field you need to add to your objects. In this case, I've already added it, but we'll have another quick bytes on how to add that at some point. You can see I've got some objects that aren't available, but in this case I've got my custom object and I'm going to select that. I'm then asked to give my mobile table a name. This must be unique. We'll check that for you. And there's a few other little rules. We can mobilize sObjects with multiple mobile tables by giving them different names. In this case, I'm just going to press continue. And then I get to choose the synchronization type. This is configurable later, but these are the main three types that we can choose now. We have refresh only, that's data just going to the device. We're not going to send any changes of records back up to the platform. We've got submit only, which is the opposite way around. We're not going to pull any data from the platform, but we're going to send data back up from the device to the platform. And then we've got dynamic tables, which are both of those. So we're going to pull data down, and we're going to potentially make changes to that data and send that back to the platform. We choose one of those. In this case, we're going to hit the dynamic, and we create mobile table. Now in this step, the table's actually been created. We have two records that denote the table. We have a record called a mobile table and a record called a table version. We'll look at those in detail another time, but suffice to say we now have our mobile table. It is not active at this point. We need to create at least the required fields, and in this case the required fields are all pre-selected and their CRUD settings and their conflict settings have been already set, and then we have our custom fields, and in this case I've got a few set up here. As we see, the CRUD settings dependent upon how the platform is going to interact with these fields are predefined for us. So in the case of an auto number, that number is provided by the platform to us, so we cannot create, update or delete, but we can read that. So let's go ahead and select that one, and we'll pick the next one down as a checkbox. In this case, we're allowed to create, read and update. And at the moment we aren't allowing delete on the first run round, but you can update that in the configuration once you're done. And then we have the conflict setting again preset here, but you can go in and change that, and that allows the conflict between the device record and the platform record to be resolved without user intervention. So I'm now going to create the table rows. Just a quick note, there's non-selectable fields here. These are fields that cannot be selected to be mobilized at this point, and we then press create table rows. And we're pretty much there. We've landed on the table version, which is the versionable item for a mobile table. And that shows us all the table columns that we've now created. And these will be moved to the device. The first thing we need to do before we go any further is navigate to the related mobile table. And as you see at the moment, the mobile table status is inactive. We're going to activate this, and this is going to check that we've got the required fields. And when that finishes, we're now active.